Have you ever wondered why North Korea so much hates the United States?
U.S. officials have confirmed that overnight North Korea launched an intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, capable of reaching Alaska.
What do we fight for? What are all wars about?
The reason is going to surprise you because you would never learn it in history classes.
The North Koreans are in no mood to talk. They're in the mood of testing and blowing things up.
Rogue regime in Pyongyang.
Nuclear testing is a big deal. Another nuclear testing.
Nah, not what the media wants you to see. Come on, not that. I'm talking about the brutality of the US soldiers on North Korea. Yeah, let's dive in.
FBI, open up!
The North Korean regime teaches its citizens to hate America. But why?
Here in the new palace, amid the regal splendor of a departed era, the former King of Korea lives on the bounty of his Japanese masters. Streets of Seoul illustrates how thoroughly the Japanese are assimilating Korea.
So before 1950, Japan was trying to take over Korea Peninsula, and the Allied powers and the superpowers came together and said no. They kicked Japan out of Korea. Korea was supposed to be a country on its own, but the people were not ready to rule themselves. These Allied powers, namely USA and USSR, the present-day Russia, decided, well, let's just divide this country into two. So the United States decided to divide Korean Peninsula into two across the 38 parallel. The Soviet Union was meant to govern one part, which they called the North Korea, and the United States was meant to govern the other part, which is called South Korea. So the United States took over the capital of Korea, which is Seoul, and so they decided to rule this country based on their own different ideologies. This is the foundation of Cold War. USA decided to rule South Korea like their own country in capitalism and democracy, while the USSR, that's Russia, decided to rule North Korea like Russia, which is a communist system of government. The superpowers believed that they were going to leave when the country is ready to govern itself after 5 years. The United States didn't want to leave the entire Korea Peninsula in the hands of a communist regime. The USSR, that's Russia, did not want to leave the entire Korean Peninsula in the hands of a capitalist democratic system. So here's the part that you will never find in history books. So when North Korea invaded South Korea to unify the country as one, USA responded, and it was brutal.
On Sunday, June 25th, Communist forces attacked the Republic of Korea. This attack has made it clear beyond all doubt that the international communist movement is willing to use armed invasion to conquer independent nations. The free nations face a worldwide threat. It must be met with a worldwide defense.
The United States rained down missiles on North Korea. They blew up every single thing that moves in North Korea. They blew up everything. Civilians were killed, a lot of things were destroyed. Farm, agriculture, infrastructure, everything was ground zero. And the USA did this. It was the worst warfare in human history. Everything, they blew it up. People who didn't die from US missiles, they later died from starvation and flood because the United States blew up the dams in North Korea that swept off villages and killed millions of people. What they did that day became the foundation of hatred for North Koreans. The Koreans never forget about that. And that is why generation after generation, they keep grooming people from North Korea that ends up hating the United States.
We have stopped the shooting. That means much to the fighting men and their families, and it will allow some of the grievous wounds of Korea to heal.
War can be so crazy. So crazy. And now today, North Korea is weaponizing itself.
Everywhere you turn in North Korea, there's anti-American propaganda. Images of nuclear-tipped missiles pointed directly at the U.S. These themes are woven into the fabric of North Korean culture.
Out of that alarming missile test by North Korea overnight. It landed in Japanese waters, but experts say the missile had range to strike the entire U.S. mainland.
North Korea's reckless pursuit of nuclear weapons and ballistic missiles threatens the entire world. The United States has great strength and patience. But if it is forced to defend itself or its allies, we will have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea.
One thing they understand is you only fight well when you have the biggest guns or the biggest weapons. See, I've been wondering why Kim Jong whatever has this boldness and charisma when he show off his nukes. And this is where it's coming from. I mean, this is the foundation. This is where the hatred started from. North Korea is just angry. The GDP is so down to zero thanks to the crippling policies of the West and other, allied countries against North Korea, which has made North Korea one of the poorest country in the world. But in the first place, this is not even supposed to be. You see, the people didn't actually beg for this. They didn't ask to be divided into South Korea and North Korea. No, they didn't. They were living happily together. So yeah, now I understand why North Korea hates the United States, but I'm not saying the best way to settle this dispute is to develop nukes and point it at each other. I mean, what I'm saying is, why not everyone just take a chill and just come together and talk about this and just make peace reign? I mean, it's crazy. Alright, thank you very much for watching today's video. Smash the like button if you love what you've seen today, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want me to make more videos like this.